I also think it's, logical, for me to also ask the question, just to myself, for my own, I guess dignity and confidence as well. Sure, maybe me and Peyton, are half siblings, but I also have to, look at it from their avenue of, if I know and he tells me one day, or people tell me one day, that's whatever. But I also look at it from the avenue of, he said some pretty nasty stuff to me, and I did to him. So I have to look at it from his perspective of, hey Ian, you said this about my mom. He might have caused my relationship with Olivia to end because maybe she had her opinions that we should have been brothers, and I should have handled it differently. And I obviously don't know the status of that relationship or why that one ended. I'm sure that this may have had a part of it, and for that I'm sorry. Maybe she was right about some things, maybe he was too. That's kind of how it happens sometimes. But obviously, there's that, and then I said some things about his mom that were not cool, etc. Maybe I made him have his own crisis of masculinity, because when I knew him, his voice was a little bit higher than mine. Maybe they're the same now. Maybe his is deeper now. I don't know. But maybe he had his own crisis of masculinity, and if you're a straight guy, which is cool, I hope you find a girlfriend or a wife that you can settle down with and have a family with, man, that's great. Maybe he had his own insecurities about his masculinity and stuff, and I understand that it's never, never a good thing to go through, man, it really isn't. And dealing with, insecurity about, facial hair, voice, genital size, that's never a good thing to go through. I understand. I've had known guys who've gone through it. I've never had an issue with any of that stuff myself, but if you're straight, I can see that being an issue you want to correct with taking some of that stuff to maybe help with facial hair and maybe a deepening of a voice and muscle toning and stuff. But that's that. But I also look at it from what I really want to hang out with him with everything that goes on. Just because we might share some blood doesn't necessarily mean that we're ideally the same. We might share some idiosyncrasies, mannerisms, and voice and stuff. Comes with maybe blood and genetics if that's the case. But we might be very different people. He might be religious and against LGBT, and I'm bisexual. We might have very different views on things, and we might have to let that be. Who knows?